Red Dead Redemption 2 is a masterpiece, but which is even more important in terms of today's discussion, it's a huge financial success. According to last financial report from Take-Two, this game sold 45 million copies. For a full-price game, it's a great result, and most gaming companies can only dream of creating something as successful as Red Dead Redemption 2. It's clear for everyone that Red Dead Redemption is just a pure gold. Such intellectual property can make tons and tons of money. It's clear for everyone except Rockstar, apparently, because you know what? Rockstar is ignoring Red Dead Redemption 2 as hard as they can. I'm not even talking about Red Dead Online, I'm talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 in general. There is no DLC for story mode, nothing like Undead Nightmare 2, no next-gen version for Red Dead Redemption 2. Online mode is completely abandoned, despite the fact that Red Dead Online standalone version was released at some point and it's not free to play, no, you have to pay $20. We're gonna talk about these big examples of how one of the best games ever is being neglected by Rockstar, but there are also smaller examples that clearly show how much Rockstar care about RDR2. Like last Wednesday, at some point Rockstar's website got broken, there was only black screen. It stayed like that for more than 4 hours and a lot of so-called insiders were like, oh, it's definitely GTA 6, definitely a hint. Obviously black screen has nothing to do with GTA 6 announcement and it was just a technical issue, but what is interesting in this story is that most pages on Rockstar's website, except career opportunities, were not working. Separate websites for GTA and even Red Dead Online had black screen as well, but not a website for Red Dead Redemption 2, it was working fine. I guess they just forgot that this site exists and they've made some changes to other parts of Rockstar's website that broke everything, but not the Red Dead Redemption 2 website, because take a look, last news are from April. There is nothing about May event in Red Dead Online, nothing about June's event in Red Dead Online, so this website was not updated since April. Because who cares about it? It's just a website for a game that is in top 10 of best-selling games of all time. But it's just a small episode. Of course it tells us a lot, but let's focus on bigger, major episodes. First of all, no DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. I understand that Rockstar decided to follow the path of GTA 5 here, and instead of releasing DLCs to focus on online mode, because you know GTA Online is super profitable. But it seems like with Red Dead Online it didn't work out so good. Probably because they forgot to add a little thing, let's say bank and train robberies into a game about being an outlaw in a Wild West. Or let's say properties, you know, small details, properties, robberies, easy to forget. Anyway, at some point Rockstar decided that Red Dead Online is not a priority and focused on more profitable projects like GTA Online and GTA 5 Expanded and Enhanced. In my opinion, it's a questionable decision, and even if they decided to stop supporting Red Dead Online and releasing new content, at least they should have speak to a community, we're gonna talk about this later. But if Rockstar decided that making money from online mode is not working for Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe they should go back for more traditional money-making methods. I'm talking about DLCs. Just imagine Undead Nightmare and how much money such DLC can make. I remind you, they have 45 millions of potential customers. Even more, because some players might decide to buy Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time when they will see cool zombies. Undead Nightmare 2 is an obvious but not the only potential idea of a successful DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. There are a lot of other options as well, like Blackwater events explained, or let's say DLC about adventures of some character like Charles, Sadie or even Dodge that are taking place between 1899 and beginning of the epilogue. All such DLCs look like a really good money-making opportunity for Rockstar, but one option looks even more profitable and attractive. I'm talking about Red Dead Redemption 1 Remake. Just imagine this game with Red Dead Redemption's 2 graphics and physics. If some game deserves to receive a remake, not a remaster, remake, it's Red Dead Redemption 1. And it's a pretty safe decision for Rockstar actually. They can be sure they will make a lot of profit from such remake, because Red Dead Redemption 1 is a continuation of Red Dead Redemption 2 story. story. And a lot of players who bought Red Dead Redemption 2 and finished this game and love this game, they never played Red Dead Redemption 1, because it's a pretty old game and it's not available on a PC. And by the way, New Austin is already in Red Dead Redemption 2 and it's hardly used during the story of this game. So it really looks like Rockstar had a plans of remaking Red Dead Redemption 1 on Red Dead Redemption 2's version of Rage. And there are a lot of leaks, including recent one about this remake being in development or already finished, but still we have no official information, nothing like that. So yeah, if such remake won't happen, or at least we will not receive some DLCs for Red Dead Redemption 2, I will call it a huge missed opportunities, and I have no explanation why Rockstar decided to miss such chance. But let's move on. Next gen version. As you probably know, GTA 5 recently received a next gen version, but there is no information about same thing happening to Red Dead Redemption 2, which is weird. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely capable of running in 60 FPS on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Now FPS is locked on 30, locked by Rockstar for some reason. And I was always pretty sure that it's because Rockstar has a plan of releasing next-gen version for Red Dead Redemption 2 at some point. But no, there is still no information about Red Dead Redemption 2 version for next-gen console being in development. But there is another thing that is even harder to explain. Because, you know, Red Dead Redemption is not just a huge intellectual property, it's also a community of loyal players. One of the best communities I've ever seen. Most game developers would love to have such loyal community, but not Rockstar, and therefore this community is also ignored and forgotten by them. And again, I'm not talking about only Red Dead Online's community. Community of Red Dead Redemption 2 was also abandoned. Because as I've said, there is no DLCs, no new content, nothing new for such a great game. And no communication from Rockstar in any form, like at all. And yes, Red Dead Online's community is ignored in the most brutal way, because we tried as hard as we can with Save Red Dead Online hashtag and movement, and no answer, nothing, complete ignorance. So my point is, if we will take a look at the situation with Red Dead Redemption franchise, not only with Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Online, with the whole franchise, it will look extremely weird, because Rockstar is literally sitting on a huge pile of money here and decides to do nothing about it, like completely nothing. And please don't start saying something like, oh, it's because they focused on GTA Online only, it's where all the money are, or they are working on GTA 6 and that's why they're ignoring Red Dead Redemption. It's a pretty weak excuse. I mean, such a huge company as Rockstar can manage to work on few projects at the same time. And I'm not even saying that communicating with fan base costs pretty much nothing. But anyway, I don't really understand why Rockstar decided to abandon such a huge thing as Red Dead Redemption franchise. Yeah, it's possible that Rockstar just tries to keep everything in secret, and at some point they will announce Red Dead Redemption 1 remake DLCs or maybe updates for Red Dead Online, but so far it looks really weird and makes no sense, at least to me, but it's my point of view. Let me know what do you think about all this situation, how such a masterpiece was abandoned by Rockstar. Let me know it in the comments obviously, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for placing a like if you did, thanks to all my Patreon supporters. Stay healthy, stay safe, goodbye.